President Biden has become the first U.S. president to formally describe the mass killing of Armenians by the Ottoman Empire as genocide. In a statement marking the 106th anniversary of the beginning of the campaign that killed an estimated 1.5 million Armenians, Biden used the word genocide twice, calling for a commitment to stop such atrocities from happening again. The declaration sparked celebrations in the Armenian-American communities in California. Activists have been campaigning for presidents to recognize it as genocide for years, but it has not happened until now. Daniel Fried is a former Assistant Secretary of State for Europe and Special Assistant to the President. Daniel, so glad to have you with us this morning. In an essay in Politico, you called this the right thing. Why is this so significant, and why does it appear President Biden has decided that now is the right time for this?
President Biden took this decision because this would be his first April 24th as president. April 24th is Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, and he was going to set the policy for the whole of his presidency by what he did on April 24th. And he decided to take the plunge after previous administrations, Republicans and Democrats, wouldn't do it.
You mentioned this. You worked with both the Bush and Obama administrations on this issue, at times wrestling with what words to use when putting out the annual statement on the remembrance. We know President Obama even promised during his campaign to do this, then backtracked when he was president. Why have previous presidents shied away from recognizing this dark period as genocide?
The usual reason was that Turkey is and remains an important ally in NATO, and the Turkish reaction would be harsh. The United States had real interests at stake in keeping that relationship strong. So American presidents, one after the other, just wouldn't cross that line. Now, that they had their reasons. I understand that. But that was not a comfortable place for the United States to be, because the genocide really happened. The killings really happened. It's not made up. And it put us on the wrong side of historical fact. The other reason that the Bush administration, in particular, in which I worked on this issue, didn't call it a genocide is because we wanted Turkey on its own to come to terms with its own history. And it looked for a long time as if they might. There was a new government in Turkey, more democratic, willing to take risks to solve some of Turkey's problems with its neighbors. It looked good. And they got very close to reconciliation with Armenia, which would have included a way to deal with this issue. So we wanted them to do it themselves, not necessarily recognize the genocide as genocide, but reconcile with Armenia. But they just couldn't do it. And so the Biden administration decided they couldn't obfuscate. They had to do the right thing.
Now, we know that Turkey is a key regional and NATO ally. The country has condemned this statement and summoned the U.S. ambassador. You wrote there will be a price in U.S.-Turkish relationships and relations. How much does this impact the relationship?
Well, the Turks have made it clear that they will retaliate against the United States. And this is what people feared for a long time. But the Biden administration and President Biden would have had to have made this decision himself. They just couldn't go along with obfuscation, not anymore. And I hope the Turks will understand that the U.S.-Turkish relationship is important to both countries. And I hope we will be able to make things work. But the Biden administration made a tough decision and the right one.
Daniel Fried, thank you so much for taking time to explain this from your perspective and help us understand this important story from over the weekend. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.